Hi, it's me. Um, I messed up really bad when making this, and my audio is super not good. Basically, what happened was my mic, the audio from it got all messed up, and it sounded terrible. So I had to use the onboard camera audio, which is not the highest quality in the world, but the episode I think is at least watchable or listen toable. So apologies. I'll fix it for next week. All the best. Love you. Bye.
I haven't done one of these in a really long time. This was supposed to be me doing this for like 12 weeks, and I think it's been 12 weeks since the second episode. So, that's my fault. That's my fuck up. I apologize. I've been really busy, and I've also been depressed. So, that's not really in my control. I haven't spoken at all today, so I'm all like raspy. Okay, let's do the clap thing. 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Rytalk12.
Yeah, so I haven't done this at all. I have not done a Rytalk12, the 12-minute, 12-episode podcast, since like October 20-something, which is really messed up because I was like, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to commit to doing Rytalk12 because I'm leaving Noggle for however long. And then it sort of turns out that I ended up being on basically every Noggle episode during my hiatus, so I just kind of came back to the show and then I forgot about this. But people seemed to enjoy me rambling for 12 minutes, so maybe I'll keep doing it. I don't know. I've actually started developing a second season, even though I've only done 2 episodes of the first season. So we'll see what happens. That's far down the road. What I wanted to talk about today was something sort of interesting happened recently, and that was my mother. Let me backtrack a little bit. I was at home for like a month and a half, give or take, a month and a bit, whatever, who cares, over Christmas. So it was interesting kind of like being back with my family for such a long period of time, and it was interesting. It was interesting. One of the things that really sticks out about living with my parents, at least for me, is how everyone in my family goes to bed at a very like typical time. Very like, like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm not that. Anyone who knows me knows I go to bed at like 4 or 5 a.m. like consistently. It's actually really bad. People have told me I should probably like fix that. I won't. I will not stop doing that. But one of the things that's kind of slowly been becoming the issue is when I'm at school for like, because right now I'm in my dorm, right? When I'm here, I can do whatever the hell I want. I can go to bed whenever. I can do whatever. And it sounds like such a childish thing to say, like, oh, when I'm at home I can't do anything because of my parents. But it's true. I can't live my quote-unquote best life. I'm basically nocturnal. And someone asked me why I did it. I think it might have been like a doctor or like a psychiatrist, whatever. Someone asked me, why do you like stay up weird hours? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really know why. It didn't really become a thing until university, really. I remember a doctor asking me why I would pull all-nighters consistently. Like every single day it would be an all-nighter, and it was really messed up. But I couldn't give him an answer, and it wasn't until recently that I saw, I don't know if it was a tweet or like something on Facebook, Instagram, something, said, does anyone else stay up all night? Because that's the only time you can truly be alone without the expectations of others weighing down on you. And that hit me like a truck, and I was like, holy shit, that is 100% exactly my issue. So the last time I did an episode was, again, October, something, whatever. And it was about my like self-confidence, and it was a very, and everyone seemed to like it. Like a lot of people related to it, which I thought was interesting, and I thank you for those comments. It was very nice. But this is a completely different thing. I constantly assume in my head that I'm not good enough. And this isn't me trying to like drum up sympathy, right? Like, you know, some people like in like elementary school, like there's that Vine about like the girl giving the speech and then she's like, oh, can't you just take the freaking compliment and shit, because she's just going, oh, I didn't think my speech was that good and shit. I'm not trying to do that. This is just my actual legitimate like mental process. When I think about this with like this whole I'm not good enough thing, it like drags me down consistently, and I wonder if that's like a sort of explanation for as to why I don't sleep at all, if that makes sense. Basically, what I think personally, like me, is I don't want to say I can't deal with people, but mentally, if I'm alone in a place where I can just be completely devoid of human interaction, which the best way to do that is at nighttime when everyone's asleep. That's when I feel like I can be myself, I guess. Because like I've never told even like friends or family about this, but like there's a lot of aspects of my personality I like keep hidden because I'm afraid I'm gonna get like made fun of or something, or I'm just afraid to express myself like truthfully. And I think that's sort of what's happening here. Like, it's gotten to the point where I don't watch movies during the day anymore. Like, I can't watch a movie unless it's at like midnight. And I don't know why that is. But I think it's because I'm afraid someone's gonna walk into my bedroom. Like, if I'm at my parents' house more specifically. If someone's gonna walk into my bedroom and basically be like, oh, what are you watching? Oh, why are you watching this? Or something like that. Like, I can't watch like a movie or a TV show during the day. It has to be in like the dead of night. Same thing with the video games. I can't touch a video game unless it's like the dead of night or I'm in my dorm where obviously no one's gonna walk in through that door. And that whole like thing of expectations, that whole like idea that tweet or whatever brought up really hit me, because I was like, that's why I do it. And I don't know why it is. I think it's because society now, especially because we're all like online and there's like social media and everything, you're much more open to scrutiny. My Twitter is just me like gushing about like sci-fi shows and like movies and stuff, and I'm like always petrified that people are gonna like unfollow me because I think it's annoying. And I think that sort of applies to my real life. I can't like talk to people in my life about my interests because I'm afraid that their thoughts and opinions will affect me negatively, or I guess that they'll think I'm lesser for the things I enjoy. And the best way for me to enjoy the things I like is basically me being alone in a house or an apartment, whatever, at like in like the dead of night. And I don't know why I do it. Is it like a psychological thing? I assume it is. I'm not trying to say that this one person's like tweet or whatever is the reason I'm in this headspace. I'm not insinuating that at all. It's probably some rando online who has no sort of qualifications in terms of psychology or whatever. And I get that, but it affected me, and I understand that. And a lot of people in the replies sort of echo that, like, oh my god, this is me, or I totally relate to this. And I'm like, this is a common thing. Like, people are actually like this. It's not just me. And I think that's kind of fucked up. Like, I don't want to say like the Joker, we live in a society thing, but like, bro, people are like, imagine like as a parent or as a friend, and like people are so ashamed to like just be themselves, or they think they can only be themselves like when they're completely alone. And like, it's such an interesting thing where I was thinking about it recently. When I left my parents' house and came back to my dorm or whatever, my residence at school, I was thinking like, there's a huge weight lifted off my back now, because I don't have to like sort of like walk around quietly at night and like hide things from anyone anymore. Like, I can just like, I'm in my own solitary little space. It's like my own little world where I can do what I want when I want. And I think that's gone a long way to like bring up my mood, I guess. And again, this sounds very like, I don't know how to put this, pro Ryan Tocheri, I guess. I'm not trying to drum up sympathy for me. Don't feel bad for me. I'm just saying that's my thought process. And I think it's really interesting that it's not just a me thing. It's like a lot of people that think that. And maybe that's why, not just because of school and stuff. I know people who like live in my own building, like friends or whatever, that don't go to bed till like 5 a.m. And maybe that's basically what's happening. Who knows? I'm not an expert on it. But I do think it's very interesting that this is a thing that happens. I don't know where I'm gonna go with the rest of this, but I think that's pretty interesting. Try and sleep though. Sleep's good. Don't go sleep deprived. It's bad.
Thank you very much.
So this was really impromptu. I don't know why I decided to do another one of these, but thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll have a better topic for next week. This is just something that really bothered me, and I read it on Twitter, or again, whatever, I don't remember what it was, a couple days ago, and it really impacted me, so I felt like I needed to talk about it. I think next week I'm going to talk about science fiction, specifically politics and science fiction, because I did a whole Twitter thread about that, because that was becoming a huge issue thing, like online, about people thinking like science fiction shows like Star Trek and Doctor Who are like super woke now, when they've always been woke or whatever. Woke, there. You can see my quotations. I want to talk about that because that's always kind of irked me, that people just like don't see sort of like the symbolism and the representation in sci-fi, and they just kind of assume it's a new thing. Anyway, that's a really dumb thing for later. I'll deal with that another time. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and follow my personal channel. I'm starting to post on there again, or at least I will soon. So it'd be very nice to have some viewers for that. So thank you. I'll be back next week, I guess. We'll see what happens.